Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to the Bitcoin Ben Show. Hope you got your coffee. No Red Bull here or cigarettes, not from me or Nathan. But happy Tuesday, everyone. Sorry Bitcoin Ben couldn't be here. He is on his way back from the Vegas club. We had that grand opening last Saturday, and yeah, he's probably like in the Texas area right now. We know how those dead spots can hit. So he asked me and Nathan last night to do the show, and here we are. What are we going to talk about? I have absolutely no clue. I titled this, Everyone's Bullish. Should you be worried? It's like, what does that even really mean? If everyone's bullish, why would you be worried? Except for like maybe the fear and greed index. So when I see those charts out there, it's like, okay, when people are greedy, you should be like a little concerned because the market could be due for a correction. But when people are fearful, it's like, oh, buy in now because that market's going to turn so fast. So I guess this title kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I just think about what you talked about. I mean, if history repeats itself, and apparently it does for the last years that Bitcoin's been going up, there's nothing to worry about, guys. I mean, I've finally become I don't want to say a maximus with Bitcoin, but I finally have all in. I'm energized. I know without a doubt now we are on the right path.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm the same way. Since starting this club and like in the 5 years I've been involved with crypto, it's like in the first part, it's like, yeah, you're excited for the entire space and everything. You still love Bitcoin and everything. Mm-hmm. But since being here in the club and just the progression of the adoption of Bitcoin's rate, it's like I become a little bit more maxy now. People go like, what's your favorite altcoin? It's like, I don't know anymore. I'm not really paying attention too much because I'm so focused on Bitcoin, just seeing that continually to just ramp up.
Yeah, I tell people when they ask me what should they do, I can't tell you what to do. No financial advice. Here's what I can tell you do. If you've got a little bit of money, you're going to have to get outside of Bitcoin to accumulate more money. But ultimate goal is to buy Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. Buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's always like a great model for the beginner person to do and everything. Buy Bitcoin, hold it. Like that's like the safest, easiest thing to do out there. But then what if you already have like the Bitcoin? You got enough of it. What's the next step for it? And like the best part is now utilize it. Use that stored energy inside Bitcoin to produce another cash flow project on the side. And we do have options where you can do that here.
Sure, but go into that a little bit. It took me a while to understand this called stored energy with Bitcoin. I mean, it's conceptually, I can't even fathom what you guys are talking about 6 months ago, but now I begin to see it. So tell us what stored energy really is.
Well, the stored energy is like the potential like energy it has to use, kind of like the physics side, like with kinetic energy. Like we have this laptop here on the stand right now, but it's got tons of potential energy to be used. So like if I knocked it over, there was energy that was now distributed that wasn't there in the first place. So with Bitcoin, it's just the energy is just sitting there. Now, what if we borrow against that asset and just like now we have an extra surplus, we can use that for whatever we want. Start a business, go into mining, use it for your your next big real estate project, just something to produce cash flow. But again, in that process, you never got rid of the initial asset, Bitcoin. You just borrowed against it. So you want to utilize that energy that's just sitting there because it's great to hodl it. It's generational wealth and everything, but for those who already have it and now want the next step, well, how can I get more of it? Or how can I just increase my cash flow? Like that's one way you can utilize it.
You know, that is just one of the secrets of the wealthy is they buy an asset, they never sell it, but they utilize it. They either borrow against it. Mm-hmm. They borrow against it. And people all the time, how does the wealthy people not pay taxes? It's simple. It's legal. It's not a loophole. It's a legal tax structure, which simply says borrowed money is not taxable. Mm-hmm. And that's why people like Saylor and all these guys out here, how can they make millions of dollars, Robert Kiyosaki, how can they make millions of dollars a year and not pay taxes? They actually have an asset, they're borrowing against it, borrowed money is not taxable, they don't pay taxable. So conceptually, you got to get this, guys.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're saying. It's like they just borrow. That's what the rich and wealthy are doing. So if you have the Bitcoin, you have an asset where you can just start following what they're doing. Again, there's always that saying out there, don't do what they say, but just do what they do. And that's what they're doing. They're borrowing against their assets and they really don't ever even really own anything. It's like you won't own anything, but you'll be happy. Like that's sorry, that's like a whole nother topic too. It's like why you actually the benefits of starting your own business too. Like you don't want anything on your record. So
yeah, one of my mentors of life was a guy that says, "Listen, I don't own anything, but I have access to everything." And it took me. I was a young guy at the time, probably in mid 20s. I didn't understand it. What do you mean you don't own everything? You don't. I see you have 3 or 4 airplanes. You have places all over the world that you have access to, and that finally clicked. He doesn't personally own anything, but he has access to everything he needs for the rest of his life, and so does his family. So understand that, just the whole concept of what we're talking about.
It is. And I just meant Blake there. I had a thing I wanted to say about that. He owns nothing, but he gets everything for it. And it's because of that, like why he doesn't own a name, because if something happens with him, he does something wrong, all of his assets can go away with it, versus if it's in like a trust or a business not in your name, if you do something and something happens, they can't go after those assets.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I mean, I've saw it before in my life. I mean, you can not do anything wrong and still get sued. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when the lawsuit against you, the attorney's going to look at you and say, "Wait a minute, there's nothing here. There's nothing here to get." So he tells his client, because I've been through some of this with other people, he tells his client, "Guess what? I'll take your case, but you're going to pay $100,000 retainer." Mm-hmm. Because the lawyer knows that's the only way he's going to get paid, because I don't have any money.
Yep.
So that's what you're talking about.
It is. And then also kind of with that makes like, it's not the same thing, but it kind of relates to Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. It's like when if they do something wrong, they go after you. But if you don't know who the person is, how can they go out? That's why Bitcoin was so beautiful and safe. It's like, well, let's go after the creator of Bitcoin. It's like, how can you? We don't know who he is and everything. It's kind of like the same with like, we hold our assets and everything. We did something wrong or someone goes after us. It's like, that's not in our possession. That's the trust holds it. The business holds it. It's like, it's not in my name. So you can't go after what I don't have. Right. So how do we even get on this topic?
You said we had no agenda. So there we go. We're flowing with it.
We are flowing. And yeah, what else is going on in the space? So like, last week's MicroStrategy quarterly report was crazy. I kind of missed something until I covered a recap article yesterday about like MicroStrategy kind of can and wants to acquire 7% of the Bitcoin supply, but that's the max they'll want to do. They don't want to go more than owning 7%, which is like 1.4 million Bitcoin on their sheets.
Wow, they're not being greedy, are they?
Well, that's what he said. It's like, we don't want to be greedy. It's still for everybody. 7%. But 7%, yeah. That's crazy.
Yep.
But again, that just shows you guys is like, he's not stopping. Like with these little price dips we see like right now, what Bitcoin's at 113 today, like, he's not scared of it. He's just going to keep collecting it. And he's just one company. There's still so many others still doing the same thing. We got some smaller companies out there, which I want to know your talks about this. Like, do you think we will see another like crypto kind of like bearish time a little bit?
I hope so. I hope we see another one. Guys, these are the times where you create wealth. I mean, the world's saying, I want Bitcoin to go up. Personally, I don't want Bitcoin to go up right now. I want it to drop back down so it pulls everything down with it. I buy in again, as I did the last dip we had. And just, it's going to happen. I mean, you buy a coin or buy whatever it is, it drops 5%. You buy it at 5%. Within a week or two, you're going to gain that 5% back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we hope it goes down, me and you, definitely, because we're going to gobble up.
Right.
But going back to these institutions buying it, what about these smaller ones acquiring like for a treasury? And what if they cannot survive the dip when it comes around? Because we know, like, again, with that recap from the Strategy Quarterly, Strategy can survive a 80 to 90% correction, Bitcoin price correction, and still be fine. But what about these smaller companies who just started out now and then they get that hit? Do you think that would, like, what do you think that would be for the market?
I think you're talking about somebody being all in. I mean,
some of these companies are.
I know. MicroStrategy.
It's their last chance.
It is. And the guys, I'm telling you, as far as last chance, I think this is our last chance. This is an opportunity. When I say last chance, when you look at the world's economy, everything's going down. There is no other lifeboat out there besides Bitcoin. So I'm willing to, if I'm a betting person, I'm willing to bet on Bitcoin. And I think what companies are realizing right now, if you got people like MicroStrategy, you got people like BlackRock, guys, these big boys they're all in. I'm just telling you, these companies are all in because they know this is where we're headed. And so, like you say, don't do what they tell you to do. Do what they do.
Mm-hmm. They're just all in it. Yeah, because I was always just thinking about that. Like, yeah, I do see like another dip coming. How big? I don't know. Again, because we're not financial advisors, we don't know where it's going. But we feel like there still could be a little correction. Altcoins, I still feel like there will be that full correction. Bitcoin, a little one. But I just always wonder about these companies. Like, which ones can still survive? Which ones has the strength just to hodl through it all and just keep collecting even when the times dip? And can they still survive it?
You're talking. It would have to have a major correction for it to wipe out people. It would have to have, even companies right now. So as you said, MicroStrategy could sustain and the volatility of the market. I don't know, Bitcoin's ever dropped 80%. Not that I've looked at.
I think it has, from like 69 down to 15 again. What was that? 80?
That's a healthy, probably 60% return. But if you believe in what you're doing, here's the thing: if you read the end of the story of a book and you know the ending, and you believe in that ending's coming, whatever the ending is, that's what I believe in Bitcoin. What happens between now and the end
doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter if you can sustain that.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, that's a good viewpoint on that. So, yeah, very interesting. Well, let's see what else is going on. I've just been thinking about that a lot, just as I keep seeing like just more and more articles, because all the news I hear nowadays is just, okay, this company bought more Bitcoin, or so it's either MetaPlanet, MicroStrategy, and then maybe a handful of smaller companies just coming in. I'm excited for it, and then sometimes I see institutions, but that's just like all in the news right now. So it's just like, okay, we have adoption, can they survive it? And I just think about those questions out there because it's ponder the what ifs.
Take that on a personal level. I mean, people say she'll be all in Bitcoin. No, I don't think so. I mean, when I say all in, take your back truck up, take your life savings, be all in. I don't know. That's entirely up to you. But I will tell you this. After 2.5 years of my time at the club and going through this whole process, I am totally 100% convinced that we won. We already won. It's just a matter of time.
It is, just for the rest of the world just to really just get on board to it, because they kind of have to. Or maybe it's going to be, maybe we'll see a world where it's just like the technology is here, but now it's just in front of them wherever they go. Grocery store, gas station, movie theater. It's in front of them now, and like they can't escape it. Like they really can't escape it now. It's already here, but I feel that's like the next phase too.
But Paul, people are still asleep. I look at my 3 kids that are in college right now, and I try to talk to them about this opportunity, and they're like, Dad, I'm going to school full time. I'm working full time. I'm paying bills. I don't have time to look at this. So they're still asleep. And I told my son, I said, you don't have the luxury of, I don't have time. You've got to look at this. You've got to look at this.
I would say, in my experience, for that, just being a kid going to work full time, school full time, and all that stuff, like, yeah, it feels like there's no time out there, but you can still kind of squeeze in just listening to something. When I was at work, like have one headphone in because I was able to do that. Listen to Bitcoin Ben, listen to Robert Kiyosaki, and that's how I started my journey. Eventually, just led into all of this happening right now. But it's just, you got to make that time. Like, I know we feel like in the world we're living to, because we got to focus on our bills, the rent. How am I going to survive? I work full time, and I'm still, like, at the end of the day, I get my paycheck. Okay, I got $50 to last me to 2 weeks until that next paycheck. So it's hard and it's stressful to like want to try to pick up something new, hobby, learn about it, and then again, once you get it, though, it's very beneficial because you start figuring out, like, oh, this is my lifeboat to actually escape what I'm just doing right now. I'm going to school to try to get that job, get another paycheck. And like with me, I just found out that I was like, when I started studying, it's like, I like chemistry, but do I need to have my career in this? Like, why can't I find a pathway to, I can just now do chemistry as a hobby and not to get it as a paycheck now. And I'm just doing it for fun.
It's funny you should mention that. I asked my kids, why are they pursuing the degrees they're pursuing? You know what the answer was?
Money. Just money. That's
not
it.
What you want to do, money. So most of the world right now is in this mode of thriving. They're just thriving, surviving, not thriving. I think once you can make that mental leap into, here's a possibility to thrive, even though it might take 2 to 4 or 5 years. I mean, I was talking
maybe
to
10 years.
Whatever the number is. I was talking to someone this morning here at the club, and we were talking about what it costs to get a degree at $60,000 a year. Here's what I can almost assure you, and I believe in education, higher education. Even I never went to school. I do believe in that, but I believe that the story we were told 10, 20 years ago, go to school, get a good degree, get a good job, you're going to be fine. It's not going to work that way. Here's what I'm willing to bet you. You come out of high school right now and you're able to set aside $5,000 a year for the next 5 years into something called Bitcoin, and your brother goes to college and gets a degree and it costs $300,000 or $400,000. Look who's in the lead. Look who's first out. I mean, this is incredible. So even though, I don't want to discourage my kids with college, I have to be a realist here, and I have to look at what's going on right now in the world.
There's really nothing wrong with college and education. I'm all for it, but it's got to be a trait. We've come out with too many degrees. That's just schools has become a big party house for a lot of kids out there. It's like they go for a degree that's not going to produce an actual career or income for them. So they just throw themselves in debt for those 4 years.
I was talking to one of my sons yesterday, and I said, this is Peyton. I said, Peyton, what do you want to do with your life? He said, what do you mean? What is your goals? What is your dreams? He said, Dad, I don't even know what they are anymore. I said, why not? I don't believe it's achievable. Well, what is it? He said, I'm not even clear anymore. And I said to him, listen, if I gave you a box today and the first of every month, you open that box up and all the money you needed for that month is there. Doesn't matter the number. What would you do with the rest of your life? And he says, I need to think about that. So I'm waiting for him to get back to me. I think life has a way of squeezing your dreams out of you, the things that, I tell people all the time, when you're a child growing up, you have dreams of being whatever, a pilot, a doctor, a nurse, whatever it is. You never dreamed that you'd be working at a job, making minimum wage as an adult. That was never a part of your dream. That was somebody else's dream. And that's what we've allowed somebody else's dream, which is the machine out there to dictate what we're going to do. And my son talked about, being, falling down. He's had some discouragement. He's hit bottom. I said, you know what? The great thing about hitting bottom is
Always go is up.
It's the most solid foundation you can get. When you've hit bottom, you can't go any lower. All the way is go up. So again, I get more excited as I talk to you as a young man, as far as the possibilities for you in your life and your future.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about my kids and my grandkids. I'm more excited now about their future than I've ever been.
Mm-hmm. And just the impact we can do, because again, everyone's feels like the dream, like you said, you were talking about, like as a kid, you have so many dreams and fruitions. Then as you get older, it kind of just goes into, I need to make money. Now that's becomes a person's next dream. It's how can I get as much money as I can now, depending on that. And that's, some people will take that to their grave and then they don't get to even the next step at that point. Like once you have all the money in the world and everything, it's like, what are you going to do with it? Like, what's your next goal and purpose? Like, do you want to change the world? Do you just want to keep on living as if you just lived your life, didn't leave a mark on there? It's like, once you get to that next step, like people really change their mindsets and kind of their minds. Like I was kind of seeing like this one article yesterday, Justin Sun, the creator of the Tron, he did one of those Blue Origin trips to space. And like that, what's that one saying again? Like when they go up to space, they get the bigger picture. They see the Earth, it's so small. And then they get a little deeper feeling inside themselves going, oh man, we are very small. Like what can I do to change? I feel like that's like the next step for some people after they make their money. Like we know Bitcoin Ben's already got past that part. Like his whole mission is just changing the world, helping the little guy. And just like he made it to that point. And a lot of people never get to that area. And so,
the thing I've noticed about Ben is he is one of the most giving persons I've ever met in my life. It's incredible. And you got to look at that and say, why? I think the reason why is what his heart is, first of all. But now he has a financial financial reasons and financial ability to go out there and change somebody's world. And I've seen him change a lot of people's world as they come through this club.
Mm-hmm. I have too. Yeah, he's such a giving man, and we love you, Ben, so much. Drive safely as you come back here. Yeah, keep Heidi safe too. We miss that girl. But no, it's like, yeah, he is such a giving man. I love you, Ben, so much. All the opportunities you've been giving me and all of us here. Just I see what you do, and I just want to follow by example for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So we're just, guys, Bitcoin is hope for a future. It's like, Nathan got off topic. We talked about your kids and like people, like they just don't have any hope anymore. Bitcoin can give you that hope. Depending, like just start it now, just put it away. Like that's the point you're at. Like we were talking earlier about utilizing energy, cash flow. If you're in the position of like like you just feel it's hopeless right now, you gotta start with the step one. Just start acquiring it and huddle onto it, because it's gonna change your life in the next 5-10 years. It can change your children's lives, your grandchildren, and then just keep going with it.
Right, 100%. And you know, we do all these programs out of here, and obviously we do not give any financial advice. But when people call me and they start talking about, should I do this? I don't know if you should do it or not. But here's what I can tell you. Historically, if you got an asset that is returning 50% a year after year, and you can borrow money at 12% or 20%, doesn't matter the number, that difference just makes common sense to me to do it.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And again, people just got to do some research. Let's go in there and actually see it to realize, like, oh, this isn't just people saying stuff like, oh, it goes up 50% a year. It's like, you got to do the work too. And like, okay, do the research, prove to yourself. It's like, oh, he wasn't lying there. It actually is going up 50% a year. Why am I not doing this?
Well, you know what? It's not that I doubted, but you know, I was like, wait a minute. When I heard that when I first came in here, I was like, oh, that's not possible. There's no asset that goes up 50% a year. But once I got in there and realized it, I said, well, that's possible. And then I started looking at other things that were possible within this space, like a liquidity pool returning 10% a month. I said, that's impossible. But when you get into it, you're like, wait a minute, it's not only possible, people are doing this. So I think we have to expand our minds in terms of what we have been taught, what we've been told, and get outside of that. Bitcoin gives the average person access now to what only the wealthy had, which is the ability to multiply their money without efforts on their own.
They do, yeah. It's like we've never had this tool before Bitcoin. Like before Bitcoin, can you even think of any tool a person may have had to get on the side of the wealthy for the tools they had? No. Unless they were born into and had it, you couldn't be a part of that.
Right.
But now Bitcoin finally gives you the opportunity, because again, it is decentralized. There's no centralized control where like a group of people can go, oh yeah, you can get in it, you can do it. It's for everybody. Anybody can be a part of it. You download a wallet, you buy your first Bitcoin, it's in your wallet. You're playing the same game as them now. You have the same opportunities.
We were talking this morning briefly, and I wanted to expand upon it. So we look at Bitcoin as going up 50% a year historically. That hasn't changed, correct?
Nope.
Okay. Would it make just logical sense that would go up 50% a year next year? What would stop us from this progression of 50% a year?
My mindset on that would be the dips. That's like the only time like people would would think like, oh, where's that 50%? Like we rose 50%, but then we had a dip, and now would you account for that dip to be a part of the, oh, see, it didn't grow. We just had a correction go down out here. But then now this new starting point level, it's like, okay, now the next year it did double. So,
but we've been dealing with dips ever since crypto came out. But if you look at the curve or the line, it's 50% a year. Is that correct? I mean, that's what I saw.
The S curve.
The S curve. So logically, you got to say, look, if I'll stay in this long enough, I'll win, whatever that looks like.
Pretty much, yeah. Because again, we were just saying, don't do as what they say, but I do like the saying from Michael Saylor. It's not your time. It's not about timing the market. It's just your time in the market. So you just want to hold on to it because you know where the end game is. Right. You just know that's going to happen. Does the sun rise on the east and set in the west? Wait, I had that wrong.
No, east and set in the west. We don't know why that's the way it is.
It just happens.
It just happens. Actually, we do know why it is. It's in the code.
Yeah, it's in the code, guys. Code is spinning around, going around this. Like it's in the code. That's the blockchain code. So
rising sun in the east, setting in the west is in the code. Tides, ebbing and flowing is in the code. Bitcoin going up is in the code.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. It's in the code.
That is. Let's take a quick commercial break really fast, Nathan. Let's see, we've been going for 25 minutes. Well, that time just flew by. So, guys, we'll be right back.
For years, banks promised innovation, but they gave us fees and friction and fine prints. Today, all that changes. Introducing Private Key Bank from BitcoinBens Crypto Club, the world's first Bitcoin native credit union. Rebuilt from the ground up, in the heart of El Salvador, a place where your Bitcoin isn't just stored, it grows. Earn 4% interest paid in Bitcoin, compounded, secured, and accessible. No middlemen, no hidden games, just your money working for you. Send funds across borders instantly, without SWIFT codes, without currency conversions. Pay anyone, anywhere, with a tap of a finger. This isn't banking as usual. This is freedom, beautifully engineered. The future of finance is finally here.
And we are back. Welcome back, guys, for you just tuning in. It's me and Nathan today because Bitcoin Ben is on the road, and he will be back shortly with us, probably tomorrow's show. But yeah, so first part of the show, me and Nathan were just having a nice, friendly, fun conversation about Bitcoin. Gives us hope. What is it? It's in the code. But now let's talk about some of our tools you can utilize with our crypto club. And Bitcoin's hope. How do I get it? Well, that's one of our programs we have here, which is our no KYC Bitcoin purchases, which I thought we could talk about a little bit more. It's why would someone want to buy through the club rather than going through, say, Coinbase or Cash App right then and there?
Yeah, that's, you ask yourself that as you come in the club and you say, why would I do no KYC? Well, first of all, we want privacy. Mm-hmm. We want privacy, guys. I think it's interesting as we look about the fiat system. I mean, if I were to travel to another country and I want to take money with me, let's talk about that a second. They're going to stop me at the border if I got a certain amount of money. This thing called Bitcoin, you can carry millions of dollars on a little thumb drive. So the programs. You got home to hodl. You've got borrow money, take a loan out. You've got. I'm just trying to think where to start with this.
Well, with the home to hodl, isn't that kind of like where we're talking about utilizing Bitcoin stored energy? It's kind of like you borrow against it. Isn't the home to hodl kind of the same thing, but you're doing it with your home?
You got stored energy called equity in your homes, and you're just sitting there with it. And we used to think, when I was really banging it out in real estate, and I looked at my net worth, I looked within the amount of equity I had in all these homes, and I call it my net worth. Well, we know what happened in 2008. Net worth went to practically zero, from millions down to zero. So this is why I'm so adamant as a real estate person, is telling people, you've got equity. Equity is our all-time high in this country. As the market begins to shift, the banks are going to start limiting the exposure. So if you got $100,000, you got $1 million worth of equity in your home, the banks over time are going to look at this and say, wait a minute, our exposure is too high. We're gonna pull the equity down. Now, is the house worth any less or any more than when it was worth $1 million in equity? No, it's just the bank's exposure. So if you go out here and consider borrowing money against your home, again, not financial advice, and it makes sense for you to borrow money at 8, 10, 12% and put it into an asset returning 50, you're making 40% return on your money every year without lifting a finger. And so when the bank, and I hate to say this, but when the bank begins to draw down the equity or say they're going to draw down the equity, if you are exposed to them by $1 million, and I saw this happen back in 2008, I just was not smart enough to take advantage of this. I saw people that they borrowed everything they could borrow. And when the market started going south with the banks, they actually went to the banks. The banks came to them and said, listen, what could we do to get you to put back this $1 million? You can't do anything, but I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $500,000 if you'll call a loan. I saw this. It's not something I read about. I saw it. So you might want to consider pulling every dollar you can out. If you didn't even put it in Bitcoin, just park it and see what's happening. But our thesis is if you put it into Bitcoin, this asset, you're going to be fine. So yes, home to hodl is the same thing. It's stored energy in your asset. Again, one of the secrets of the wealthy is you buy an asset, you borrow against it, reinvest that money as leverage, and you never get rid of the asset. So absolutely, it's the same thing in my opinion.
It is. Yeah, and again, that's your starting off point, guys. So yeah, you have equity in your home and you want to take advantage of it. Not financial advice. That gets you the foothold of getting some Bitcoin, a nice amount at right now's time, and then as the asset grows, you pay off the You pay off the equity or however that loan works, and then you still have your house. Now you got Bitcoin, and now you can move on to the next step. What do I want to now use with this Bitcoin or even this home again? Now you have 2 assets you can utilize, and then that can go into our mining program.
Going into that, I think about I went to my storage unit the other day. And if you got a storage unit, you can appreciate this. I was pulling stuff out, and I looked at everything in that storage unit. I was like, my God, I've had this storage unit for 10, 12 years. Okay, my storage fee is like, I don't know, it's like $300 a month, pretty big storage unit. And I calculated it's $3,600 a year on crap that I'm never going to use. I would be better off to sell what's in there and make $5,000, $10,000 because I'm going to be able to buy it back anyhow
later on.
So you got assets out there. If you say you don't have any money, look at the assets you currently have, which is a storage. Crap you got in storage you're never going to use.
That just makes me remind me of like you get it back later on, because like when I started my journey, it's like, okay, how do I get more Bitcoin? Started selling stuff on eBay. It's like, I'm not even playing games anymore. Let me sell my PlayStation 4. Did it? Still put it in Bitcoin. So I wasn't playing games much, but then was it literally like last year got into PlayStation 4 again? It's like, still not playing it, but I got it back.
Yeah,
and it's like, but at the time it was like, I want to use this as buy Bitcoin and get more of it. But yeah, there's so much stuff you can just like get rid of that you'll never use again. It's like, I'm trying to clean out my closet. It's like, okay, I'm never wearing any of these ever. Why do I still hold on to them?
Right. Absolutely. So I mean, look at your life and see where you're not going to use these assets anymore temporarily. I mean, I just, it's crazy. I got bicycles in there. I've got all kinds of stuff in there. I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. Why don't I just sell this stuff, pennies on the dollar, and put it into Bitcoin and forget about it?
So much. That's a better thing to hoard rather than all that junk in there.
Shout out. I mean, I know some people own these storage facilities don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you guys, that's just a quick thought. I don't know where you thought about it as I was going through the storage the other day.
I think they should just do it just because, again, this is like the last chance opportunity to get in on this whole economic and worldly shift into Bitcoin. Like, again, Sailor Strategy wants 7% of the Bitcoin. Metaplanet's adding another 425. You got the ETF guys, BlackRock, Grayscale still adding more. You got governments and states adding Bitcoin. It's going to run out, guys.
Now we're back to Bitcoin. But
it's just you got to get some.
It always comes back to Bitcoin. So here's what I'm going to... You say it's the last chance. Guys, if you're in life right now and you're an adult and you've gone through years worth of life, if you're not where you want to be with financially, I don't think it's your last chance. It's your only chance. It's not your last chance. It's your only chance to change your future and your family's future. I really believe that.
I believe so too. Yeah, I like
that. All right,
that.
back to the programs. Back to the programs. I know every time we start talking about anything, it always leads back to this thing called Bitcoin. So the home to hodls, in our opinion, is a great program to access equity, access stored energy in your home. The other program is if you have Bitcoin, we show you how to hold on to your Bitcoin, because you never get rid of Bitcoin, especially if you've got any to a degree. And you can borrow against that Bitcoin. And I think the loans, don't quote me on this, I think the loans against the Bitcoin is like 70%, up to 70%.
I believe so. Could be around there.
Something like that. So you have one Bitcoin, you borrow 70%, you drop it into Bitcoin. And the perpetuation of those numbers is incredible, guys. It's incredible. And again, I go back to one of the theories, and one of the absolute truths is borrowed money is not taxable. That's an incredible thing you have to understand. So we have that program that allows you to borrow against your Bitcoin. We have another program where it allows you to, when we first came out with this, like, this is impossible. You're able to borrow $200,000 based off your personal credit. And there's no, it's just off your name.
Yep.
And I think when these companies found out what we were doing, they were totally cool with this. You weren't going to go out and buy a Lamborghini or a jet ski.
Nope.
If you just put it in this program called Bitcoin, back to Bitcoin again.
It always goes back to Bitcoin.
And you can sacrifice delayed gratification, which we don't have a lot of in this world, in this country. But if you have some delayed gratification for 2 or 3 years, my God, it's be incredible. You'll be able to buy the Lambo and pay cash for it and still have Bitcoin, the things that we want to do.
In 2 or 3 years, it's not that long. And like it seems long because it's years and
30,
everything.
You're 30 what?
35, but 2.5 years. That's the length of this club. This has been a blink of an eye that we've been around here. It's like, wow, I can't believe it's been 2 full years.
No, I can't believe it's been almost 3 years. I was one of the first members. And I was, wait a minute, 3 years? I've been here 3 years. That's how quick.
I've been in Florida for 3 years.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's crazy how quick time goes by. So it's not a matter of time's going to go by, and it's going to go by. It's what are you going to do between now and then? What are you going to wake up to? Here's what I can tell you you're going to wake up to in 6, 12 months, 24 months. You're going to be so happy you did it, or you're going to be so much you're going to regret that you did not do this. Because as I told my son yesterday, son, if anything's going to change, you got to change it. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to change. That's insane. Nothing's going to change. So if you've been doing things that are not working for you out, we would just encourage you to take a look at this thing called Bitcoin as an option.
And again, the change is not going to happen just overnight immediately. I bought Bitcoin. Yeah, my life's going to be better. You're still going to live the exact same life you're still doing. Like nothing's changed at all. At that point, you're going to go to work, do your job, you get paid, you pay your bills. Like everything stays exactly the same. But it's just down the road, these little changes do like, you'll notice a difference on the past. So whether it's it's not going to be a month, whether it's half a year, 2 years, like you're going to notice the change. So it may not be visible like right away. And you may question yourself, like, why did I just do this? Well, maybe you shouldn't even be questioning about that. You should just be, again, just forgetting about it. Right. Just come out of the blue one day. It's like, oh wait, I did get this a couple of years ago.
I think if we will realize 5 years is going to come regardless of what you do. It really is 5 years of time, and it goes by like this. I mean, I'm 60, almost 64 years old. Wow. Almost 64 years old. 5 years is going to go by. If you could delay gratification for what it is you want to do in life, and you could discipline yourself for 5 years, just discipline yourself for 5 years and forget about it. Based on historical returns on this thing called Bitcoin, you wake up in 5 years, your life has changed financially. Maybe you don't go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I think it's so important, especially young people and older people, understand nothing's going to change if you don't change it. Keep doing the same thing you're doing every day. Don't, they call it moon bagging, going to the moon with these coins out here. It does happen. And the thing about it is, every time you hear about somebody putting $100 into a coin and then becoming a million, that's all you hear. You don't hear about times they put $100 into an investment and went to zero.
Mm-hmm. You don't hear about this.
If you will just systematically decide, here's what I'm going to do. It's just like exercise. I don't love to exercise. Okay. But I can tell you what I look like physically if I don't exercise in 2 or 3 years, but I also tell you what it looks like if I do exercise for 2 or 3 years. So just make that decision, make that commitment, and internalize the opportunity we have right now. So we have home to hodl. We have the
loans to Bitcoin, no KYC Bitcoin purchases. We have, the Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, the Bitcoin mining program. Obviously, thank you, Zoltan, for bringing that up. So when we first started offering mining opportunities for our members, you had to have, because it takes a lot of money deployed to buy into this thing called mining. Jay has been able to take it down from basically a $500,000 investment down to about a $100,000 investment, working on programs to even bring it down even more as we move forward. And I'm sure when that happens, you will know. I'm not going to tell you we have it yet, but we are working on some programs. There's some things we're working on internally here that we're excited about, but until we are ready to launch this stuff, we're not going to tell you about it. But mining programs is a wonderful opportunity to get involved in something, because when you understand that, the average Bitcoin right now is $114,000.
Yep, 114.
But you as a miner can produce a Bitcoin for 55 or 60.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand that concept, you're actually, as the cost of Bitcoin or the return of Bitcoin goes up, the cost to produce that Bitcoin does not go up. So Bitcoin may go up exponentially, but your cost doesn't. So that's just a simple way of understanding why you want to at least get into mining. Yeah, maybe you don't have $100,000 to put in mining, but let us know that you're interested in mining, because the more people we can get interested in a program, the more I can go to Jay and say, Jay, I've got 100 people interested in, they don't have $100,000, but what can we do for these people?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, just showing interest in it. And Bitcoin mining is like the lifeboat to what Bitcoin is and what keeps it survive. You need miners to verify transactions, validate blocks on chain, and just move the crypto in general. So by being a miner, you're just adding to that security network and just making sure it's secure and keeping the Bitcoin chain going.
Yeah, and for folks at my age, understanding that technology, how can this be? How can this happen? Guys, I don't need to understand it. You know, we have this need to understand something before we get involved in it. I'm telling you right now, again, why does the sun rise in the east and set in the west? It just does. And you can count on that. Okay. Based off that, because it's in the code, you can count on Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Same.
What else we got?
Last program we got is the Beef Initiative. So that is our last program of the 5 we have right now. We'll eventually have more programs too.
I'm and that's a program. The Beef Initiative is something you get involved in today. It's going to be 90 to 120 days before you see the return, which is your beef. In fact, you guys around me, you know, I went to Total. I try everything because of my age, to try to feel better, to try to look better, to try to just live a longer life. So I've gone through these different protocols. In about, about 90 days ago, maybe 120 days ago, I kind of started on this protocol of carnivore,
carnivore diet.
So these guys can tell you I cook every day, steak every day. And people are like, is that expensive? No, guys, it's not really that expensive. When you look at, it's all I eat. I don't go out and eat. So the beef is the most purest form of protein. When you look out there, there's without question, all these supplements you take and are great, I'm sure, maybe. But
most of it gets us pissed out. You want the actual food and the nutrition where it comes from.
Exactly. You want solid nutrition. And based off what you're seeing, this beef program is the most purest beef known to man. I mean, I buy steak from Aldi's, which is why it's very reasonable. It tastes good. Where did it come from? It says USDA on it. There's no telling where it came from. It could be kangaroo meat. It tastes good, so I'm good with that. So we're looking forward to that program, that beef initiative, where you can actually buy beef in advance and get your beef for 12 months.
I'm not positive. Is that program blockchainized too? Like the source? Because that's the next thing with utilizing blockchain technology. We're seeing Walmart use it with some of their grocery store items and everything, but it just keeps track of like where the plant started from to the distributors to where it went
that's
through.
Interesting.
And it's a fast way to keep track of data.
It is. So it's very interesting to see what they're doing with that technology, where here's what I think, when you get involved, you're actually buying a cow, guys. And based off the tag of that cow, I remember as a little boy growing up on a farm, we had, you brand a cow, you knew where it came from. You actually had an ear tag with a number on it so you know where it came from. All that could be altered. But with this blockchain technology, you literally can follow your food source from the beginning to the table. And you're going to see that. You're going to see that within all types of food, because before you could game the system. You could really game the system with food, but as you begin to put this food on the blockchain and tracking this food, you're going to know where it came from. You can follow through the whole system.
Reduces waste, keeps track of like food going bad.
Correct.
Like you keep track of everything instantaneously.
Yep.
It's like, scan, boom, boom. Oh, let's check the blockchain. Oh, it went from here to there to there.
Right. Again, it's almost futuristic, but the future's here, folks. I mean, it really is when you look at what's going on with the company. So the Beef Initiative, if you like beef, and you want a more healthy form of food, I would at least reach out to us and see what's going on with that.
Give it a try. And I think with like the big program, like the family of 4, you get a freezer too. So you have a place to store it too when you get a part of it, and you get the full cow. So that's pretty cool. Right. But yeah, so those are some of the programs we offer here. Again, it was like home to hodl, loans to Bitcoin, no KYC Bitcoin purchases, Bitcoin mining, and the Beef Initiative. And that's just some of the programs we have to offer here at the club. And outside of those programs, we also offer our educational service and help our club members here. So if you're brand new to crypto, this is a space to be, because don't take that chance just going online, watching a video, trusting that comment section, because they could steer you in the wrong way and then steal all your cryptos.
100%. And guys, I just encourage you, every one of you that's a member, if you're close enough to a club, just start going to the club. If you're not, connect with us on the internet.
Please do, because again, like the point we were talking about, like, what was it, your kids, like just making the change too. If you're doing the same thing, nothing's going on. It's like, take a look at your circle who you're hanging out with. My dad always told me, you are who you associate with. And so you want to be hanging around other like-minded people, those around here in the crypto space that encourage it. Because you go in the real world, no one's going to talk about that. They're just probably going to discourage you for being a part of it. So you want to be around people.
Yeah, it's cool. We have people come in here all the time, and when you recognize them, they're really closet crypto enthusiasts. They can't talk to their family, they can't talk to their friends, but when they come in here, it's like, oh my God, I found my home.
Yep.
So, I found my home. I can talk to you guys. You don't think I've lost my mind.
Exactly, because we lost our minds way long ago. The world's just catching up.
That's right. There you go.
But no, I don't really have anything else to say.
Sure,
I just know we have another.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I have. I mean, I think these fireside chats, as we call them, is just you come in here with an agenda and see where it takes you.
Exactly, yeah, because like we had no agenda going into this. You're like, sure, what are we talking about? It's like, I don't know. I told ChatGPT to give me a title. Here's our thumbnail. Yeah, there we go. Let's just do it.
Make us feel good. Tell us how good we did today. Reach out to us and say good job or something like that. So.
Oh, they're saying it on here in the chats.
Oh, okay, cool.
Stephen Smith, thank you for sharing. Nathan and Sherpa shared life. So yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in.
Stephen Smith says, if you can't pay for storage rental for the things you have there, it's tremendous expense. Why are you doing it? So yeah, I just saw this. Yeah, y'all, you guys.
Yeah, so do we have any other chats in here? Nashgate, Ed Albert, those are our other club owners. Nashgate is Todd from Nashville. Ed is our Massachusetts club. I don't see our other clubs because we have so many other clubs out there. We got Dallas with Mike and JJ out there. We have our Vase Club just opened, and right now we're in the work still of St. Louis, looking at Mar-a-Lago and Scottsdale, Arizona, and still plenty more clubs down the road. I think
you
Jay
guys slow down. I'm trying to read this stuff. I can't read that fast.
Because it just says hello, Sherpa. Morning, Nathan. All it is just saying morning, y'all. That's all these chats are saying.
Okay.
But yeah, so we had a great conversation, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Nathan, I love these chats we have.
Oh my God, yeah, guys. We have them all the time. You just don't see them. So I appreciate what you do for me. I appreciate the patience you've had with me as I educate and come along and learn this whole thing called Bitcoin.
My pleasure. And have tons of patience for our class coming up. So guys, at 1:30, I sent an email out for those of you club members. You should have received its newsletter, but our class is on finishing our crypto glossary because there's so many terms in crypto that you just don't even know it's another language. So this is a great class to be a part of. Hopefully this time we can go through, and hopefully I made the right Zoom link than last time. It was a shorter video last class, but yeah, so we got tons of education going on. I'm still going to try to do my show after this as well, but no, guys, thank you so much for being here. And Nathan, thank you so much.
God bless you, and God bless America, guys.
Take care.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.